How's it going, everybody? Poser Mobile here, bringing you some absolute bangers that are all on sale on the PlayStation Store for the Critics' Choice sale that runs through February 25th. As usual, I've scoured this sale for all the full games, game bundles, and premium editions that are at the lowest price they've been in recent history, and are at least a 70 on OpenCritic or Game Rankings. So if that sounds like the kind of video you want to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my daily coverage of every sale that Sony puts out. I'm trying to get to 25k by the end of the year, so every bit helps. Alright, that's enough yapping for me, let's get into the video. For $15.99, Nier Automata, Game of the Yorha Edition, is a post-apocalyptic action RPG following the Yorha android squad as they battle invading machine lifeforms in a beautifully desolate world. You'll engage in high-speed combat that blends hack-and-slash action with shooter mechanics, explore hauntingly gorgeous environments, and uncover a deeply emotional story full of existential themes, philosophical questions, and multiple endings. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Red Dead Redemption 2 is an open-world western that follows Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang as they struggle to survive while the modern world closes in around their increasingly fragile way of life. You'll roam a detailed frontier packed with cinematic story missions, dynamic shootouts, and immersive systems that make exploration, survival, and conversation feel natural, reactive, and full of small environmental touches. It's a 95 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Dark Souls Remastered is an action RPG where you journey through the cursed kingdom of Lordran, facing relentless enemies, monstrous bosses, and deadly traps while uncovering a dark, interconnected world. You'll master precise combat, explore intricate environments, and develop your character across countless builds while experiencing the tension, challenge, and satisfaction that define the series, now at 60 FPS. It's an 88 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Nier Replicant is an action RPG where you play a young man traveling a ruined world with the magical tome Grimoire Vice, seeking the sealed verses to cure his sister Yona's terminal illness before it's too late. You'll battle twisted shades using fluid real-time combat, explore melancholy landscapes, and unravel a layered narrative filled with cryptic lore, shifting perspectives, and powerful emotional revelations. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Outer Wilds is an open-world mystery where you explore a solar system trapped in an endless time loop, uncovering secrets, hidden ruins, and ancient civilizations while piecing together the fate of a dying cosmos. You'll pilot your ship and navigate hazardous planets that change over time, from crumbling surfaces to shifting sand-covered cities, using gadgets to investigate signals, decode alien messages, and survive. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $14.99, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is a sci-fi mystery epic where 13 intertwining stories follow high school students caught in a desperate battle to defend humanity from mysterious kaiju invasions. You'll explore hand-drawn 2D environments and connect each character's narrative, then switch to fast-paced, top-down mech combat where you customize Sentinels with powerful weaponry and special abilities to fight colossal enemies. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin is the definitive edition of the action RPG, reintroducing players to the cursed kingdom of Drangleic through a darker, more punishing journey that includes the base game and all DLC content. With upgraded visuals at 1080p and 60 FPS, reworked enemy placement that dramatically alters familiar areas, and a more methodical combat flow, it offers a fresh challenge for players old and new. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Resident Evil 4 is a reimagined, genre-defying survival horror experience that modernizes the classic with stunning visuals, refined controls, and an expanded, emotionally charged narrative bursting with atmosphere. 6 years after the Raccoon City outbreak, Agent Leon S. Kennedy is sent to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter from a remote European village where the locals are twisted by a mysterious, horrifying infection. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $10.49, Star Wars Jedi Survivor continues Cal Kestis' journey in a third-person action adventure where the galaxy grows darker and more dangerous, forcing him to confront the Empire and survive against overwhelming threats at every turn. You'll master enhanced force powers, new lightsaber combat styles, and creative ability combos to take on challenging enemies in cinematic encounters that test timing, skill, and strategy. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For For $19.99, Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age is a high-definition remaster of the classic JRPG, rebuilt with modernized battle systems, a revamped Zodiac job system, and enhanced visuals that bring the world of Ivalice to life like never before. You'll follow Princess Ashe, Vaughn, and a cast of unlikely heroes across a war-torn kingdom, engaging in strategic real-time combat, exploring sprawling cities and dungeons, and uncovering political intrigue. It's a 91 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $11.99, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an open-world action RPG where you play as a Spartan hero navigating ancient Greece, shaping your destiny and influencing history through the choices you make in a world on the brink of chaos. You'll explore untamed landscapes and bustling cities, engage in large-scale battles, complete quests that affect the world around you, and develop your character with abilities, weapons, and gear. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $19.79, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, brings 3 iconic stories to a new generation, with enhanced textures, draw distances, and GTA 5-style controls for a more modernized experience. Explore bustling Liberty City with Claude, neon-soaked Vice City with Tommy Vercetti, and early San Andreas as CJ, with recent patches bringing them more in line with the original experiences. It's a 95 average on Game Rankings, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 130 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $13.99, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is a remastered kart racing experience that brings the beloved classic roaring back with upgraded visuals, tighter controls, and all your favorite tracks, characters, and power-ups. You'll power slide through challenging and creative courses, perform stylish tricks, and compete online or locally with friends while unlocking new karts, arenas, and customization options to dominate the leaderboards. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $17.49, Doom Eternal Deluxe Edition puts you in the Slayer's boots as Hell's armies invade Earth, delivering an epic single-player campaign of fast-paced, push-forward first-person combat across dimensions. The Deluxe Edition includes the Year 1 Pass, giving access to 2 campaign expansions, The Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2, where you battle through Urdak and Hell to confront cosmic threats and the Dark Lord himself. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown is an action platformer where Sargon races through a mythic Persian world using time-bending abilities and sharp swordplay to outfight deadly enemies and conquer layered platforming challenges. You'll chain acrobatics with precise combat across sprawling zones filled with hidden paths, tricky traversal sequences, and clever environmental puzzles that reward timing and steady mechanical mastery. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $16.49, Persona Dancing Endless Night Collection is a rhythm game bundle that brings together Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight in a one stylish package. With iconic Persona soundtracks adapted for rhythm gameplay, character customization, and social events that deepen bonds with teammates, it delivers stylish, fan-focused musical fun. It's a 75 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $11.99, Deathloop is a stylish next-gen first-person shooter where Colt is trapped in a deadly time loop on the mysterious island of Black Reef, forced to assassinate 8 key targets before the day resets to escape and survive. You'll experiment with stealth, guns-blazing combat, and otherworldly abilities across beautifully crafted retro-futuristic environments, learning from each loop to gather intel and execute increasingly creative takedowns. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Dying Light 2 Stay Human is a post-apocalyptic action RPG where you play Aiden Caldwell, a wandering pilgrim navigating the last city on Earth, searching for your missing sister while surviving hordes of relentless zombies. You'll engage in creative, gory combat, run across rooftops, and explore sprawling environments full of loot, secrets, and nightmarish threats that take control after sunset, using parkour and ingenuity to survive. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Far Cry 6 is an open-world shooter set on the tropical island of Yara, where you play as Danny Rojas fighting alongside a modern-day guerrilla revolution to overthrow the ruthless dictatorship of Anton Castillo. Explore the expansive world across dense jungles, sun-soaked beaches, and the capital city of Esperanza, using an over-the-top arsenal of resolver weapons, customizable backpacks, and vehicles to dismantle the regime. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Lost Judgment Ultimate Edition is a narrative-driven action-adventure where private detective Takayuki Yagami revisits a chilling case of seemingly impossible crimes, including the full base game and all DLC. You'll investigate using gadgets and classic sleuthing, brawl through streets with 3 distinct martial arts styles, and go deep undercover in side activities like street racing and side cases across Kamurocho and Ijincho. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Death Stranding Director's Cut is an open-world action-adventure from Hideo Kojima, where courier Sam Bridges traverses a fractured America to reconnect isolated cities after a supernatural cataclysm. You'll haul vital cargo across hostile terrain, confront spectral BTs, and engage with the social strand system in a uniquely asynchronous way that lets players indirectly support one another through shared structures and tools. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is an action RPG that lets you relive Goku's epic journey in the adventures of the Z Fighters, combining high-octane battles with everyday life in the Dragon Ball universe. You'll train, fight, and explore while strengthening bonds with iconic characters and taking on classic story arcs, from the Saiyan invasion to Majin Buu, all engaging in side quests and dynamic world events that enrich the experience. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $14.84, Devil May Cry HD Collection and 4 SE Bundle is a stylish action bundle that lets you experience Dante's full demon-slaying saga across Devil May Cry 1 through 3 and Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. You'll unleash high-octane, combo-driven combat with multiple playable characters, iconic weapons, and escalating difficulty that rewards mastery, precision, and flashy skill expression across the entire series. It's an 84 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 180 hours to get all 4 platinums. For $19.49, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is a first-person action-adventure set in the untamed western frontier of Pandora, where you play as a Na'vi struggling to reclaim your heritage after years under the control of the human RDA Corporation. Explore breathtaking open-world regions, craft gear, and bond with a personal banshee to soar across the skies, while mastering both traditional Na'vi weapons and human firearms in dynamic combat. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $13.99, Solar Ash is a high-speed, gravity-defying action-adventure from the creators of Hyper Light Drifter, set in a surreal dreamscape filled with the haunting ruins of long-lost fallen civilizations and forgotten worlds. You play as Rey, a daring Void Runner on a mission to stop the Ultravoid's path of eternal hunger, traversing ashen skies, grappling to dizzying heights, and battling grotesque mobs and massive otherworldly bosses. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Guilty Gear Strive is the latest entry in the critically acclaimed fighting game franchise, featuring stunning 2D, 3D hybrid visuals, fluid animations, and fast-paced, high-intensity battles that push the genre forward. You'll dive into a fully voiced story mode exploring the rich Guilty Gear universe, master fan-favorite and new characters, and experiment with innovative mechanics like wall breaks and advanced combos. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15.99, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is a 2-game collection of courtroom adventures following rookie lawyer Ryunosuke Naruhodo as he unravels conspiracies and delivers dramatic turnabouts in 19th century Japan and England. You'll interview witnesses and collect clues across 10 richly detailed and interconnected murder mysteries, blending clever writing, humor, and surprising emotional depth throughout your journey. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Street Fighter VI is the latest evolution of the iconic fighting franchise, powered by Capcom's RE engine and featuring 3 immersive modes, World Tour, Fighting Ground, and Battle Hub for both casual and competitive players. Step into the shoes of 18 legendary and new fighters, each redesigned with cinematic specials, unique abilities, and a range of classic, modern, or dynamic controls to master combat at any skill level. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $14.99, River City Girls flips the classic beat-em-up formula with a hilarious, high-energy twist as Kyoko and Misako brawl through the city to rescue their kidnapped boyfriends, Kunio and Riki. Battle street gangs, punks, and over-the-top bosses across colorful 16-bit style districts, leveling up your moves and chaining flashy combos, throws, and special attacks that pack serious punch whether you're playing solo or in chaotic local co-op. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition is an action RPG where you hunt massive monsters across dynamic, breathtaking ecosystems, now enhanced with the Iceborne expansion, new quests, and master rank challenges. Track, battle, and defeat towering beasts using a vast arsenal of weapons and armor, alone or in online co-op, while exploring environments filled with secrets, rare resources, and formidable wildlife. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 300 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a wild action-adventure that blends over-the-top combat, open sea exploration, and a comedic, story-driven pirate tale. You play as Goro Majima, an ex-Yakuza who has lost his memory and reinvents himself as a pirate, assembling a unique crew, upgrading your ship, and battling rival pirates and criminals both on land and at sea in the hunt for lost memories and legendary treasure. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $14.99, I Expect You to Die is a VR puzzle adventure that puts you in the role of an elite secret agent trying to survive high-stakes missions filled with deadly traps and a delightfully retro spy aesthetic inspired by classic espionage films. Each mission challenges your creativity and reflexes as you solve intricate puzzles using telekinesis, logic, and whatever tools you can find, blending humor, tension, and ingenuity. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $14.99, Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, once again follows legendary Yakuza Kazuma Kiryu, who faked his death to protect his family, as he is drawn back into conflict by a mysterious figure. Under the codename Joryu, Kiryu navigates vibrant locations filled with compelling characters, switching between the bone-crunching Yakuza style and high-tech, precision-driven agent style and visceral melee combat. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $17.49, Castlevania Dominus Collection is a 4-game anthology featuring 3 classic DS action-adventure titles, plus a fully redesigned version of the original Haunted Castle arcade game. You'll dive into Donisauro's soul-combining weapons, swap between Jonathan and Charlotte's abilities in Portrait of Ruin, and master Shinoa's powerful glyph system in Order of Ecclesia as you explore varied 2D worlds packed with secrets. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Grand Theft Auto V is an action-packed open-world adventure where 3 criminals, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, navigate the ruthless underworld of Los Santos, planning high-stakes heists in a city teeming with opportunity. You'll explore a vast, detailed city filled with dynamic events, side activities, and hidden secrets, seamlessly switching between characters to tackle missions with strategy, skill, and chaotic creativity. It's a 96 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $15.99, SnowRunner is an off-road simulation RPG that puts you in the driver's seat of powerful vehicles as you conquer extreme terrains and untamed environments across a massive open world filled with hazards. Take on challenging contracts solo or team up with friends in 4-player co-op while exploring, customizing your fleet, upgrading vehicles, and testing your driving skills in the most advanced terrain simulation to date. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $12.49, Resident Evil 2 Deluxe Edition delivers the ultimate survival horror experience with the main game and extra DLC pack, including multiple costumes for Leon and Claire, the deluxe Samurai Edge Albert model weapon, and the ability to swap to the original soundtrack. Set in September 1998, Raccoon City is engulfed by a deadly virus, turning residents into flesh-eating zombies as chaos spreads rapidly across the rain-soaked streets. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Gears of War Reloaded is an Unreal Engine remaster of the original blockbuster shooter, fully optimized for PS5 with 4K assets, HDR, and beautifully remastered lighting, shadows, and enhanced environmental detail. This definitive edition includes all DLC, bonus campaign content, and full cross-play and progression support, letting you fight the Locust threat solo or cooperatively with friends in cinematic, action-packed battles. It's a 94 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is a charming sandbox RPG where players construct, explore, and battle through a vibrant block-based world, combining creative building with classic Dragon Quest storytelling and combat. With its colorful environments, engaging crafting mechanics, playful quests, and cozy progression systems, it's perfect for both fans of the series and newcomers looking for a relaxing yet rewarding adventure. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $14.99, God of War Deluxe Edition is a cinematic action-adventure that dramatically reimagines Kratos' epic journey as he seeks redemption in the brutal world of Norse mythology alongside his son, Atreus. You'll explore a richly detailed realm with visceral axe-based combat, emotionally driven storytelling, and seamless over-the-shoulder presentation, with the Deluxe Edition adding the Death's Vow armor set for Kratos and Atreus. It's a 94 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Shinobi Art of Vengeance is a 2D action platformer with hand-drawn visuals, putting you in the shoes of legendary ninja Joe Musashi on a quest to avenge his clan after the village is destroyed and kin turned to stone. Master ninja arts, including the katana borazuki, kunai, ninjutsu, and ninpo, to execute devastating combos, acquire amulets for enhanced abilities, and use ningi tools to overcome obstacles and uncover hidden paths. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Plants vs. Zombies Replanted brings the lane-based tower defense classic back in HD, refreshing the backyard war between plants and zombies with upscaled visuals and modern polish. You'll relive the pea-shooting, sun-collecting chaos through familiar modes alongside bonus levels, fresh challenges, and features like Cloudy Day Mode and the hardcore permadeath option, Rest in Peace, for added difficulty and strategy. It's an 89 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $11.99, Ball X Pit is a fantasy roguelite where you plunge into a monster-filled abyss, firing magic-infused balls to survive, loot treasure, and rebuild a fallen city. Each run revolves around experimentation as you fuse over 60 randomized ball types into powerful synergies, recruit unique heroes with distinct mechanics, and battle through diverse biomes packed with hazards, escalating enemy hordes, and massive screen-filling bosses. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $19.99, LEGO Voyagers is a 2-player co-op adventure where you and a friend rescue an abandoned spaceship while exploring imaginative, fully interactive LEGO worlds filled with puzzles, creativity, and heartwarming charm. You'll tumble, snap together, and build your way through vibrant brick environments and experience a poetic, nonverbal story supported by an atmospheric soundtrack that emphasizes friendship, teamwork, and discovery. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is a sprawling, critically acclaimed RPG where you awaken powerful source abilities in a world gripped by fear and magic after the Divine's death. Create a custom hero or choose from unique origin characters, engage in deep turn-based combat with environmental interactions, and shape a reactive story solo or in 4-player co-op as you challenge the oppressive Divine Order. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Skate Story is a surreal skateboarding adventure where you play as a fragile glass demon tasked by the devil with skating to the moon and swallowing it to earn your freedom. Master over 70 stylish skate tricks across 9 haunting layers of the underworld, shred surreal streets and waxed ledges to a hypnotic soundtrack by Blood Cultures, and battle twisted demons while upgrading your board with new decks, wheels, and trucks. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $13.74, Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist is a 2D action RPG where you play as an attuner who must save homunculi driven mad by toxic fumes while exploring the desolate land of fumes. You'll battle fearsome enemies, purify corrupted souls, and master 30 unique skills alongside companions through abandoned cities, laboratories, and grand academies in a hauntingly beautiful post-apocalyptic world full of danger and wonder. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $13.99, 1000 X Resist is a sci-fi adventure set 1,000 years in the future, where humanity has been nearly extinguished by a mysterious disease, and Iris becomes the all-mother of a society built entirely from her clones. As the Watcher, you relive her memories through communion, solving puzzles, exploring the orchard, and navigating shifting perspectives while discovering truths that challenge everything you thought you knew. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15.39, The Last Faith is a gothic Metroidvania that fuses precise, merciless combat with dark, Souls-like tension, intricate level design, and atmospheric storytelling. You'll guide Eric through snow-dusted mountains, moonlit castles, and a cursed, non-linear world, wielding a vast arsenal of melee weapons, arcane spells, and long-range firearms to carve your own path while executing stylish, creative, and devastating combos. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $17.99, RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business is a standalone expansion where RoboCop returns to clean up Omni Tower, facing elite mercenaries and high-tech enemies across every floor of the skyscraper. You'll unleash RoboCop's arsenal, including the iconic Auto 9 and new Cryo Cannon, perform brutal finishing moves, and navigate destructible levels while restoring law and order in a city still ripe with crime and corruption. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Lost in Random: The Eternal Die is an action roguelite where Queen Alexandra embarks on a vengeful quest through the twisted world of random, guided by our living die companion Fortune. Engage in real-time combat with 4 upgradable weapons, roll Fortune to trigger risk-reward dice mechanics and powerful card abilities, and battle through 4 ever-changing biomes filled with relics, wager games, and ruthless bosses. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $19.74, Dredge Complete Edition is a fishing adventure where you captain a trawler across remote islands, uncovering unsettling secrets beneath the waves while managing your catch, your upgrades, and your sanity after dark. Its eerie atmosphere, minimalist storytelling, clever progression, and expanded content from the Iron Rig, the Pale Reach, and Blackstone Key create a richer, more haunting, and deeply absorbing experience. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $19.49, Slime Rancher 2 is a first-person farming adventure that follows Beatrix LeBeau as she travels to the mysterious Rainbow Island to uncover its hidden secrets. Explore rainbow-hued biomes filled with cotton and angler slimes, upgrade your backpack to harvest plorts and resources, expand a glass-walled conservatory with new gadgets and ranching tech, and uncover ancient technology scattered across the island's far reaches. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $16.64, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate Heroes Bundle lets you unleash the Turtles and their allies on a fast-paced, action-packed roguelike quest to rescue Splinter from the Foot Clan. This bundle also includes the Casey Jones and the Junkyard Jam DLC and the Metalhead Character DLC, adding new playable characters, levels, bosses, artifacts, and narrative content for even more action-packed cooperative fun. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $13.99, Metal Gear Solid is a groundbreaking 3D stealth action game where Solid Snake infiltrates a nuclear weapons facility to stop the terrorist group Foxhound and prevent global catastrophe. Sneak through Shadow Moses Island using radar-based stealth mechanics, engage in boss battles like Psycho Mantis and Sniper Wolf, and experience a story-driven campaign filled with live-action footage and memorable codec conversations. It's a 93 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $13.99, Islets is a wholesome, hand-painted Metroidvania adventure where you play as Eiko, a young warrior traveling between floating islands to reignite their magnetic cores and reconnect a fractured world. You'll soar across the skies in your rickety airship, dive into beautifully interconnected biomes, and battle fierce monsters and sky pirates in fast, skill-based combat while meeting a quirky cast of characters that make each region feel alive. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector is an RPG where you play as a sleeper, an emulated human mind in an artificial body, on the run from both the corporation that created you and the gang that wants to control you. Commandeer a ship, recruit a diverse crew, and take on dangerous contracts across treacherous sectors as you chart your path through the Starward Belt, balancing survival with the pursuit of a future worth fighting for. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $19.49, Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny is an action-adventure game where you play as Jubei Yagyu, a samurai seeking revenge against a demonic army led by Nobunaga Oda, now remastered with HD graphics and modernized controls. Battle through medieval Japan, harness Jubei's Oni powers to vanquish Genma demons, and team up with allies to uncover secrets, defeat powerful bosses, and restore peace to the war-torn land. It's an 84 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $11.99, Dorf Romantic is a strategic puzzle game where you place procedurally generated tiles to build landscapes of forests, villages, and waterways, earning points for careful placement and combinations. Complete special quests on tiles, such as connecting tracks for locomotives or creating expansive forests for deer, to earn additional tiles and unlock new objectives, while steadily expanding your colorful world. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $14.99, Wasteland 3 Colorado Collection is the definitive post-apocalyptic RPG package, bringing together the award-winning Wasteland 3 with all expansions, extra gear, and bonus content in one colossal bundle. Explore the frozen wastes of Colorado, face deadly gangs and cults, complete the Battle of Steeltown and Cult of the Holy Detonation expansions, and customize your team and Kodiak vehicle to survive harsh environments. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $14.99, the Raccoon City Edition bundles 2 classic survival horror games, reimagined and brought together in one thrilling, heart-pounding package that will test your courage and wits. Play as Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 3, fighting to escape the terrifying streets of Raccoon City, or take control of Leon and Claire in Resident Evil 2, solving complex puzzles and confronting horrifying, mutated creatures. It's an 86 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to get both platinums. For $14.99, Assassin's Creed Syndicate Gold Edition drops you into Victorian London at the dawn of the modern age, where twin assassins Jacob and Evie Fry wage a ruthless war against the Templar-controlled underworld. The Gold Edition includes the Season Pass with the Jack the Ripper expansion, additional story missions, exclusive outfits, weapons, and boosts, all running at a smooth 60 FPS for a more fluid experience. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $12.49, Dead Island 2 is a first-person action RPG where you fight through a zombie-infested Los Angeles while uncovering the shocking truth behind a mysterious infection that has made you more than immune. You'll explore iconic locations across LA, wield an arsenal of melee weapons, and use a flexible skill system to create over-the-top builds that shred through dozens of mutated zombie types with gloriously detailed dismemberment. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $11.99, Watch Dogs 2 Gold Edition is an open-world action-adventure where you play as Marcus Holloway, a young hacker taking on an invasive surveillance system across a vibrant, stylized San Francisco Bay Area full of personality. With its lively tone, flexible mission design, and a suite of extra content from the Deluxe Pack and Season Pass, it offers a dense, gadget-driven sandbox full of clever systems and rewarding player freedom. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $13.74, ANNO Mutationem is a 2D action platformer and 3D exploration hybrid that drops you into a neon-soaked cyberpunk metropolis following a highly skilled combat-trained lone wolf on a personal mission. Seamlessly switch between 2D and 3D perspectives to explore sprawling cities and complex underground structures, and unlock new events while interacting with a cast of characters, including your trusty hacker sidekick. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $11.99, Thank Goodness You're Here is a quirky comedy slapformer where you play a traveling salesman exploring the eccentric northern English town of Barnsworth, completing increasingly bizarre and hilarious odd jobs. You'll navigate side-scrolling action vignettes and top-down exploration, interact with colorful, fully voiced townsfolk, and uncover new areas and stranger tasks as your antics shape the town in unexpected ways. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $11.24, Jusant is a meditative action puzzle climbing game where you ascend a mysterious, towering structure at your own pace, exploring alternative paths and unraveling secrets from a long-lost civilization while enjoying moments of quiet reflection and discovery. Master your climbing tools, manage your stamina, and navigate changing environments while uncovering clues about the tower's past and discovering the best routes to your goals. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15.19, Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2 is a comprehensive bundle featuring all 8 action platformers in the iconic Mega Man X saga. Battle through futuristic stages as X and Zero, master precise wall jumps and charged shots, and take on the brutal X Challenge mode that pits you against 2 deadly bosses at once, while exploring a massive museum packed with rare production art and nostalgic commercials. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 55 hours to get both platinums. For $14.99, The Medium is a third-person psychological horror game where you explore both the real world and the spirit world simultaneously, uncovering dark mysteries that only a gifted medium can solve. Use psychic abilities to manipulate objects and deliver spirit blasts, while investigating dual reality puzzles and interacting with environments across both worlds to reveal hidden paths and piece together a morally complex story. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Abduction is a sci-fi adventure where a mysterious artifact abducts you from Earth and thrusts you into an alien landscape pieced together from unexpected times and places. Explore breathtaking environments filled with intricate puzzles, decipher cryptic clues, and interact with a world that responds subtly to your choices, uncovering secrets at your own pace while the narrative slowly reveals its enigmatic depth. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands Chaotic Raid Edition is a chaotic fantasy adventure where bullets, magic, and broadswords collide in a whimsical, unpredictable world. Roll a multi-class hero and blast, slash, and cast your way through epic dungeons, outlandish monsters, and colossal bosses, while exploring a vibrant overworld full of bustling cities, mysterious forests, and hidden secrets waiting to be discovered. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is a surreal, non-linear mystery where you play a woman drawn into a bizarre, enigmatic project in an old European hotel, facing illusions that grow increasingly dangerous, strange, and mind-bending. Solve an immense variety of handcrafted puzzles, each presenting new riddles and intricate challenges that push your perception, logic, and creativity, gradually unraveling the enigmatic story. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $12.49, Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling is an adventure RPG where you follow 3 heroes on a quest across Bulgaria to find the legendary Everlasting Sapling, said to grant immortality. You'll explore diverse environments and engage in turn-based battles using action commands to enhance attacks, block enemy moves, and coordinate team strategies, while uncovering secrets and completing side quests and optional bosses. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $19.99, the Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition and Village Gold Edition bundle delivers 2 survival horror experiences, following Ethan Winters through a first-person journey of family tragedy, grotesque enemies, and tension. Across both games, you'll explore claustrophobic environments and haunted villages, solve intricate puzzles, manage scarce resources, and survive intense combat, with all DLC included. It's an 85 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 55 hours to get both platinum. For $10.99, Red Matter is a VR puzzle adventure set in a dystopian Cold War universe, where you play as Agent Epsilon infiltrating the enigmatic Volgravian lunar base on Rhea to uncover a truth with far-reaching consequences. Explore a stunningly realized space station filled with intricate puzzles, high-tech tools, and immersive environments, all designed to challenge your intellect and immerse you in a tense, gripping narrative. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $19.99, River City Girls 2 delivers a high-energy beat-em-up adventure as Misako, Kyoko, Kunio, and Riki hit the streets when an old foe returns for revenge. Fight through expanded areas of River City, unleashing guard crush attacks, lift-off combos, elemental effects, and other knuckle-busting techniques, while leveling up to unlock new moves, buy items, and recruit defeated foes or hired heavies to fight alongside you. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $11.99, Soul Hackers 2 is a cyberpunk turn-based JRPG where Aeon's agent Ringo is sent to stop an impending apocalypse in a neon-drenched future. Explore the high-tech streets of Amami City, recruit and fuse powerful demons into your party, and exploit enemy weaknesses in strategic press-turn-style battles, while strengthening bonds through the Soul Matrix to unlock new abilities, deeper character moments, and major story revelations. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $11.99, Wolfenstein Alt History Collection is a narrative-driven FPS bundle following BJ Blazkowicz's fight against a Nazi-ruled world across 4 interconnected campaigns. Battle through the New Order, the Old Blood, the New Colossus, and Young Blood with dual-wielded firepower, cinematic set pieces, and sprawling levels set in war-torn Europe, Nazi-occupied America, and resistance-filled Paris. It's a 79 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 125 hours to get all 4 platinums. For $11.99, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a tag team fighting game where heroes and villains unite to stop Ultron Sigma from wiping out all biological life. Assemble dream teams from both universes, harness the power of the Infinity Stones to alter battle mechanics mid-fight, and clash in cinematic 2v2 fights across stages inspired by Avengers Tower and other fused worlds pulled from both franchises and explosive showdowns. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $15.99, Chocobo Mystery Dungeon Everybody is a charming roguelike dungeon crawler where Chocobo explores ever-changing labyrinths in search of lost memories. Venture into shifting dungeons governed by the insatiable hunger rule, recruit monsters through the buddy system to fight alongside you, and swap between 14 distinct jobs to unlock new abilities and outfits while tackling challenges solo or in local co-op. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Fuga Melodies of Steel is a tactical RPG where a group of children board the mysterious giant tank Tyrannus to wage war and rescue their captured families from a ruthless empire. Assign kids to different gun turrets with unique skills, carefully manage their emotions and affinities inside the tank, and make difficult story-driven choices that can unlock the devastating soul cannon or alter the fate of the entire journey. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $16.24, Synth Riders is a rhythm-based VR experience that gets you moving as you catch notes and dodge obstacles in time with the music, fully optimized for PlayStation VR 2. Remastered visuals, nuanced controller haptics, and headset rumble provide immersive feedback, while next-gen performance, SSD optimization, and improved loading screens ensure seamless gameplay and dramatically reduced load times. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $19.79, Atelier Lulua, The Scion of Arland is a JRPG that returns to the beloved Arland series, following the daughter of a legendary alchemist on a quest to master alchemy and uncover the secrets of an ancient manuscript. Explore the nostalgic world of Arland, synthesize powerful items through deep alchemy systems, and battle colorful foes alongside a lively party of companions as she strives to surpass her mother's legacy. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $16.24, Metal Slug Tactics is a tactical RPG that reimagines the explosive arcade action of the classic series with roguelike strategy elements and a fresh isometric perspective. Build a squad of iconic characters to battle General Morden's rebel army, unleash sync attacks and heavy artillery support, and fight across handcrafted maps while upgrading weapons and mods between runs to adapt your strategy and survive relentless encounters. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Sonic Superstars is a fast-paced 2D/3D hybrid platformer where Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy harness new emerald powers to explore the vibrant North Star Islands and stop Dr. Eggman. You'll dash, spin, swim, and manipulate time as you navigate visually striking environments, uncover hidden secrets, and tackle inventive platforming challenges, either solo or with up to 3 friends in drop-in, drop-out 4-player co-op. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $15.99, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga Galactic Edition is a family-friendly action-adventure that lets you play through all 9 films with over 400 characters and expanded universe DLC packs included. Explore open hub worlds from Tatooine to Coruscant, engage in revamped blaster combat and lightsaber duels, and relive iconic moments from The Phantom Menace to The Rise of Skywalker across dozens of story missions. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $15.99, Song of Horrors, a third-person fixed-camera survival horror adventure where you must evade a supernatural entity known as the Presence while investigating a series of chilling disappearances. Explore haunted locations like an abandoned mansion and a forgotten abbey, solve environmental puzzles, and survive a dynamic AI threat that reacts to your actions while permadeath forces you to continue the story through different characters. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $15.99, Lords of the Fallen Deluxe Edition delivers a vast, dark fantasy action RPG adventure across interconnected worlds of the living and the dead, filled with colossal bosses, challenging combat, and deep storytelling. Play as a legendary Dark Crusader, wielding iconic weapons and armor, mastering hundreds of unique arms and arcane powers, while customizing your appearance and upgrading stats to develop a truly personal playstyle. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Midnight Suns Legendary Edition is a tactical RPG where you assemble the Midnight Suns and take the fight to Lilith and Hydra with a fully customizable roster. The Legendary Edition includes the base game, the full season pass with 23 premium skins, and 4 post-launch DLC heroes, Deadpool, Venom, Morbius, and Storm, along with exciting new missions, enemies, and extra challenges to expand your Marvel experience. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $19.79, the Monster Hunter Stories collection bundles both Monster Hunter Stories and Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin into one epic RPG experience. Instead of hunting monsters, you raise and bond with them as a monster rider, exploring vast lands, hatching eggs, training your monsties, building your kinship gauge, and unleashing powerful kinship skills in strategic turn-based battles alongside your loyal monsties. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 140 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Oddworld New and Tasty is a reimagined version of the PS1 classic Abe's Odyssey, where you play as the original Oddworld hero, navigating deadly factories, escaping carnivorous beasts, and uncovering Rupture Farm's sinister plan. Explore ancient ruins, evade relentless enemies, rescue your enslaved fellow Mudokons, and experience enhanced visuals, audio, and deeper gameplay as you relive Abe's epic journey. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $16.09, Kayak VR Mirage is a thrilling VR adventure that lets you paddle through stunning, fully interactive waterways, racing against the clock, or taking a relaxing scenic tour. Navigate physics-accurate rapids, explore varied environments, compete in time trials, challenge friends in real-time multiplayer, and customize your kayak, paddle, and headwear while feeling every splash, bump, and impact with immersive haptics. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Samurai Warriors 4 2 is an action-packed hack-and-slash game that expands on the popular series with enhanced story modes, deeper character development, and refined combat systems. Play as returning favorites and new warriors, tackle upgraded survival mode challenges, experience improved cutscenes and balanced action, and explore Japan's turbulent Sengoku period in epic battles against countless foes. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 130 hours to platinum. For $19.99, Darkest Dungeon 2 is a roguelike road trip of the damned, where you form a party, equip your stagecoach, and journey across a decaying landscape. Explore multiple game modes including Kingdoms and Confessions, face exclusive enemy factions, upgrade heroes and gear between expeditions, and uncover tragic origin stories as you push forward through nightmarish environments that test both skill and endurance. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Deliver at All Costs, the chaotic action game set in 1959, where you step into the shoes of a down-on-his-luck courier delivering unconventional cargo. Plow through destructible city streets in a variety of vehicles, tackle bizarre deliveries like a giant flailing marlin or a ticking bomb, and explore environments where citizen reactions are unpredictable, all while uncovering a story of mystery and Winston's descent into madness. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $15.99, the Star Wars Jedi Cross-Gen Bundle is an action-adventure collection featuring Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, letting you follow Cal Kestis from a fledgling Padawan to a hardened Jedi. You'll master lightsaber combat, unlock powerful Force abilities, and explore richly detailed planets while engaging in challenging battles, uncovering hidden lore, and experiencing a narrative-driven journey. It's an 83 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to get both platinums. For $17.99, Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord is a full 3D remake of the first game in the legendary Wizardry series of RPGs. You'll create a custom party of adventurers, delve into a trap-filled labyrinth, and engage in challenging turn-based battles against monstrous foes as you hunt down Werdna and recover the stolen amulet, all built directly on the original 1981 code with modern quality of life upgrades. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $17.99, SaGa Frontier 2 Remastered is a JRPG that follows two protagonists whose separate paths gradually intertwine as they confront political strife and a looming world-threatening calamity. You'll experience the story through multiple characters, engage in strategic battles with glimmer and combo mechanics, and take on one-on-one duels, all enhanced by high-resolution watercolor visuals, a rebuilt UI, and smoother gameplay. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Coral Island is a life sim RPG where you leave the big city behind to build your dream farm, nurture animals, restore coral reefs, and develop relationships with a vibrant community of over 70 islanders. Explore caves, dive the ocean, fish, craft, and participate in festivals, while shaping your story through seasons, community projects, and personal choices in a living, breathing world that responds to your every action. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 170 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Into the Radius is a VR first-person survival shooter where you navigate an anomaly-filled zone and complete dangerous missions while uncovering the secrets of the Radius. Explore the blighted environment, dodge deadly anomalies, interact with detailed firearms, plan routes using maps, and survive tense encounters in a fully immersive PSVR 2 experience with haptic feedback and foveated rendering enhancing every moment. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $13.99, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty is a stealth action game that follows Solid Snake and newcomer Raiden across 2 interconnected missions. You'll infiltrate a hijacked tanker in the Big Shell facility, using first-person aiming, enemy holdups at gunpoint, and tactical body dragging to outmaneuver terrorists, while uncovering the truth behind Metal Gear and a web of Patriots conspiracies controlling global information. It's a 95 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $13.99, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is a tactical stealth action prequel that explores the origin of Naked Snake and his mentor, the Boss, during the Cold War. Set in a dense Soviet jungle, you'll rely on adaptive camouflage and face paint, hunt wildlife to restore stamina, and master close-quarters combat to survive enemy patrols, deadly boss encounters, and harsh survival conditions deep behind enemy lines in Soviet territory. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Croc Legend of the Gobos Platinum Edition is a charming platformer where you play as Croc, a lovable little crocodile using his butt, backpack, and acrobatic moves to rescue his adopted Gobbo family. You'll run, jump, climb, swim, and tailspin through 45 colorful levels across 5 diverse worlds, battling enemies and bosses while exploring volcanoes, ice glaciers, underwater caves, and more in a playful, nostalgic adventure. It's a 78 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $17.99, Nico Dorico The Magical World Director's Cut is a whimsical 2.5D platformer that follows Nico and Luna as they traverse magical worlds filled with secrets, treasures, and giant bosses. Run, jump, ride animal mounts, and explore vibrant levels with underwater segments, minecart rides, and classic 3D platforming, while enjoying new hard mode challenges, secret collectibles, hidden areas, and cooperative play with a friend. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $10.49, UFC 5 is a realistic mixed martial arts fighting game that brings your favorite fighters to life with stunning visuals and next-level authenticity. Experience intense, strategic bouts with an all-new damage system, transition-based submissions for fluid grappling, and cinematic KO replays, while participating in a fully revamped live service schedule, daily challenges, and pay-per-view inspired events for an immersive Fight Week experience. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Caravan SandWitch is a relaxing narrative-driven adventure that follows your journey across a sci-fi province-like world in search of your missing sister. Explore vibrant communities, complete tasks for locals, and travel in your van or on foot while uncovering hidden stories, mysterious objects, and unexpected character interactions, all while slowly piecing together the mystery of your missing sister across a beautifully detailed world. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $18.74, Monster Train 2 is a strategic deck-building roguelike that pits you against titans as you command angels and demons united aboard massive battle trains. Defend 3 vertical levels across Hell, Heaven, and the Abyss, recruit and upgrade units, and experiment with new clans, Roman equipment cards, daily and dimensional challenges, and dynamic events while uncovering the story and customizing your train. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Tomba 2 Special Edition is a vibrant 3D platformer that follows Tomba and his friend Zippo as they search for Tomba's kidnapped girlfriend while confronting the evil pigs. Use agility, disguises, and new weapons and items to explore colorful worlds, complete 137 unique missions, and uncover secrets in hidden areas while enjoying exclusive features like Rewind, Save Anywhere, and a museum filled with rare artwork. It's an 83 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Gex Trilogy is a remastered collection of the classic platformers starring the wisecracking Gecko, now updated for modern systems with high-definition visuals. Play through all 3 original games, explore bonus features like a complete music player, classic TV commercials, and a new interview with Gex's voice actor, all while enjoying the humor and signature pop culture references that made the series iconic. It's a 74 average on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $14.99, The Case of the Golden Idol Complete Edition is a narrative-driven point-and-click mystery game that lets you play the award-winning original alongside its expansions, The Spider of Lanka and The Lemurian Vampire. Investigate gruesome deaths, analyze clues, and piece together the plot while uncovering the dark conspiracy behind the Golden Idol across intricately designed crime scenes. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $14.99, Kerbal Space Program Enhanced Edition Complete is a space simulation bundle that includes the base game along with the History and Parts Pack and Breaking Ground expansion. Take charge of the Kerbal Space Program, assemble and launch spacecraft using realistic physics, and explore moons and planets while constructing bases, expanding stations, and keeping your crew alive on daring missions across the solar system. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $13.99, Symphonia is a whimsical platformer that casts you as Filament, a mysterious violinist trying to restore music and life to a declining world. Use your violin and bow to traverse levels, solve intricate platforming puzzles, and gather talented musicians while exploring handcrafted areas filled with colorful characters, completing musical challenges, and gradually awakening the symphonic power that sustains this magical world. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Wanderstop is a narrative-centric cozy game about change, tea, and identity, following fallen champion Alta as she reluctantly runs a tranquil tea shop in a magical forest. You'll grow and harvest ingredients, brew custom teas for passing travelers, decorate the shop, and spend quiet moments reflecting, while meeting richly written characters whose stories gently challenge Alta's obsession with strength, progress, and control. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $12.49, Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter is a dark, action-packed RPG where the heir to the Warden of the Waste ventures into the snow-ravaged north to defeat the vengeful Dark Wings. You'll traverse a vast, frostbitten kingdom, hunt colossal beasts, master fast, brutal combat with dodges, parries, and gruesome executions, and upgrade your settlement while crafting weapons, traps, and sorceries to survive the merciless frozen lands. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $11.24, Soulstone Survivors is a fast-paced action roguelite where you battle relentless hordes and colossal bosses while harnessing the void. You'll dive into chaotic combat as one of many distinct void hunters, each with unique playstyles, skill trees, and specializations, experimenting with hundreds of active and passive skills and powerful artifacts to create devastating synergies that suit your preferred strategy perfectly. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $13.99, Wheel World is an open-world cycling adventure that follows Kat, a young cyclist on a mission to save the universe from total collapse. Explore stunning landscapes, uncover hidden secrets, compete in high-stakes races, and upgrade your bike with endless parts while performing epic stunts, tackling off-road challenges, discovering legendary parts, and ultimately mastering the great shift to save Wheel World in the universe itself. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $19.49, Date Everything puts a magical twist on dating sims, where your house comes alive and objects become dateable, each with unique personalities and stories. Equip the mysterious date viators and explore branching narratives with over 100 fully voice-acted characters, each offering at least 3 endings, clever puns, hidden secrets, mini-games, and countless unexpected surprises across an unpredictable, humor-filled journey. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 110 hours to platinum. For $14.99, 9 Years of Shadow is a side-scrolling Metroidvania that follows Europa, a brave warrior determined to enter the mechanical giant Talos and stop the corruption threatening to swallow the world. Battle tainted creatures, befriend Apino, the magical floating bear, and switch elemental armors while performing halberd combos, solving environmental puzzles, exploring hidden areas, and restoring color to the twisted halls of Talos. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $14.99, Warriors Abyss is a tactical action game that lets you command historic warriors through the merciless trials of hell. Summon and combine over 100 heroes, strategize powerful party formations, and battle endless swarms of enemies while unlocking unique hero abilities, experimenting with devastating combinations, conquering challenging stages, and mastering the exhilarating combat of this reimagined Warriors experience. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $12.49, The Light Brigade is a tactical roguelike shooter that casts you as humanity's last line of defense, tasked with bringing light to a world consumed by eternal darkness. Traverse procedurally generated battlegrounds, wield physics-based firearms, and harness powerful magic while collecting tarot cards, upgrading equipment, unlocking new classes, and facing increasingly dangerous enemies and bosses across ever-changing environments. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sales stuff that I put out. Leave a like and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.